Okay, so our problem that we're going to start with is find dy over dx, ei, the derivative, for y equals quantity x squared plus 1 cubed. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to decompose this function. Hopefully when you look at it, you realize this isn't a simple derivative. We have to use the chain rule. So we're going to identify our innermost function, and we're going to call that u. So what is inside another function here? Well, it's the x squared plus 1. So that's my u. And my original function with respect to u, using the u substitution, is u cubed. So we've basically taken this one function and turned it into two. This is the new part. Now we're going to find the derivative of each of our equations. Find the derivative of u with respect to x, so du over dx, and find the derivative of y with respect to u, or dy over du. Those should look familiar because those are part of this formula we have written over here. So if we can find those two things, we multiply them and that's our answer. So the derivative of u with respect to x, du over dx, we simply are going to use our power rule and our sum and difference rule and our constant rule here. So the derivative of x squared is 2x, and the derivative of 1 is nothing. Okay, so we've got our du over dx. Now let's find the derivative of y with respect to u. We have dy over du. We're going to use the power rule here. So we'll have 3 times u squared. And now we have our dy over du. So we're going to go back up here to our rule, and it says once we've found those two derivatives, we simply multiply them, and that's our answer. Now there's a slight problem here, and that is we are going to have two variables if we do that. If we plug this in and this in, we're going to have two variables. So this needs to now be changed back to what u was originally, which is x squared plus 1. So when we go to multiply these, we're going to do our u substitution, and we're going to say that u equals x squared plus 1. So when we go to multiply them, we're going to say 2x times 3 times x squared plus 1 squared.